Hello everyone, now welcome to a game between Zhouxixi and Happy taking place here on Concealed Hill. Hill has spawned, or Happy Hill. Let's go ahead and swap the colors. Alright, Happy has spawned as the red undead over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Zhouxixi spawning as, well, the blue night elf. Night elf versus undead here, and I gotta say, thank you to all of my patrons out there, and thank you to everyone who subscribed to me on Twitch, subscribed on YouTube. Any bit of donations that you have given my way, thank you very much. I'm usually afraid to see my WarCraft 3 and my esports financials, and it seems like I'm holding steady right now, so that is the good news. I'll still be able to continue to cast and bring forward all of the WarCraft 3 content as we get closer and closer to the WarCraft 3 Reforged release. I still don't know when that is. There's a lot of speculation on when on when that's going to be happening. I do have to believe that Blizzard is a little bit behind, regardless of what happens. The lack of information, I think they're not hitting their timelines, and they'd rather not give any updates right now, as that would commit them to something that they may not necessarily know. All right, Archer taking a little bit of damage, now backing up there. Let's take a look at this. Archer dealing 16 to 18 damage. Meanwhile, what is going on here? There's an ensnare, and the poor Acolyte will get taken down. Archer's going to easily finish it off, and there it goes, as the Ogre Warrior now goes after this 4-3-3 creep camp. Demon Hunter didn't get the experience from that Acolyte, as he was not yet out on the field. Meanwhile, Death Knight now running out across the map in order to, well, summon up some skeletal minions and perhaps, well, do a little bit of creeping as well. There goes a wisp. There's going to be an attack. There's a no death coil, as you see. That was beautifully done right there. And a little bit of an animation. You see Happy in the middle of his animation to try and launch a death coil, and then purposely cancels it in time in order to prevent his opponent from, having the wisp essentially dodge that damage there. However, Happy couldn't juke Zhouxixi enough. We're going to be looking at an Ogre Warrior about to get taken down. There it goes, Claws of Attack +6, as we're now going after the remaining Forest Troll Berserkers and the Forest Troll Trapper. Demon Hunter off to the north already has a Ring of Protection +3. Cloak of Shadows, and well, those rings of protection much more powerful now. Each ring of protection at its tier giving an additional +1 bit of armor, as things are now getting underway. All right, let's take a look at this. Death Knight now looking to pull back here. We are looking a tech to tier 2 already well underway. Meanwhile, Tree of Life not too far behind either. Moonwells have been drained, but it is at the start of nightfall, so the Demon Hunter probably doesn't have too much to really worry about right now. Death Knight gonna make its way over. Death Knight, Claws of Attack +6 should help it deal a little bit more damage. In comes some archers, and here you go. Big mana burn on the Happy's Death Knight, as the Death Knight now tries to retreat back. All right, Skeletal Minion's gonna try and engage. As you can see, those skeletal minions are purposely, aggroing the creeps. There it goes, getting in some extra damage. There's an ensnare as well, as the skeletal minions now could make their way over. All right, you can take a look at the skeletal minions are now trying to make their way over. Demon Hunter, scouting out Happy. Beautifully done. Demon Hunter, Zhouxixi, knew that the Death Knight was most likely around the corner somewhere, as you see another death coil and a mana burn exchanged again. All right, a couple of ensnares, Shadow Meld in order to hide from all of that action right there. Death Knight now picks up a Dust of Appearance, as we're looking at the Demon Hunter just trying to run away. We are on Concealed Hill. Death Knight gonna get mana burned again, but now hanging around off over here by the Fountain of Health. What is Happy's strategy, though? His strategy is now a sea of ghouls, and this is something that Zhouxixi does not know about. This is actually incredibly important. Lying wait for a trap with those ghouls. Those ghouls could be perhaps coming around here in just a moment. Death Knight, going to be forced to Shadow Meld right there. Cloak of Shadows, ignoring much of that damage. Beautifully done, as the ghouls are now looking to back up once more. All right, Demon Hunter with Cloak of Shadows, using that ability very effectively. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch about to make its way back out. Archers going to try and clear out the remainder of this creep camp. Demon Hunter already back up to full hit points nearly, as the Naga Sea Witch is going to be coming across as well. All right, Boots of Speed and Cold Arrows. What does that mean? It means you're going to have a couple of dead archers here in just a moment. There goes one. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Mana Burn onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now, well, taking a lot more damage. Cold Arrows isn't going to be able to get in front of it. No Unholy Aura. And Boots of Speed, well, Boots of Speed, Boots of Escaping, able to get away and head back. All right, Naga Sea Witch. However, oh, Ghoul is going to be able to slip in front of that Demon Hunter again. That is just all that it is trying to do. Get into harm's way and cause his opponent to trip over him. And, well, it did not work in time. Zhouxixi opening up with a similar strategy. There's a Naga Sea Witch as well. Who's going to aggro the creeps first? As this battle, well, both sides trying to figure out what the other intended party is trying to do. First one to really commit. Ghouls can easily swarm over all of these archers. Death Knight just shy of level 2, and that has really been the case here. Dust of Appearance used just to see if there's anything hiding out in the middle portion of the map. Nope, nothing of that nature. Happy sitting at 29 over 30 compared to 25 over 40. We are going into Halls of the Dead. Black Citadel could be coming online here in just a moment alongside a Lich and Orb of Corruption. Let's take a look. Naga Sea Witch going to perhaps try and go after the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter able to slip away again as Ancients of Lore are now getting added in to the army. No Crypt Fiends as of yet. We are going into a slaughterhouse trying to get up more units as both sides are still only sitting at level 2 or level 1 after all of this time, as no one is really engaging on a fight as of yet. Demon Hunter sitting at level 2. Let's take a look. There goes one Forest Troll Trapper. Ogre Magi now looking to back up here. Let's see, are we going to actually try and engage? There you go, having to come back the other way again. Demon Hunter racing back down, sees nothing, and now is it going to try and engage Demon Hunter? Zhouxixi perhaps expecting something is happening right there. There comes the Naga Sea Witch. Death Knight is going to be able to get it. Yes, Death Knight gets to level 3, unable to get, or was there a Death Coil? Can't really quite tell, as the Naga Sea Witch finishes off a Ghoul. Demon Hunter now looking to back up the other way. Dryads abolishing magic, now looking to pull back as well, as both sides could be engaging. Death Knight now retreating all the way back. Happy is gonna, well, retreat back home, get some obsidian statues, perhaps get a little bit more mana on that Death Knight. Death Knight now has Unholy Aura, does get a little bit faster movement speed bonus. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter sitting at about 400 hit points is going to be retreating as well. What is the follow-up play here? That is, well, the big concern as of now. Happy has not gone for, oh, nope, I take it back. Lich now being trained. Lich coupled with a Naga Sea Witch. Very powerful ranged units. The Naga Sea Witch allowing Happy to pick off fleeing units with those cold arrows. Meanwhile, the Lich able to use that Orb of Corruption to really reduce the amount of armor and the effective hit points of a unit, allowing them to get focused down very fast. Zhouxixi, however, clearing out one of the difficult creep camps on the map. Shockwave goes through the middle as the Ogre Lord will get taken down. There it goes. Claws of Attack plus 12. Big damage indeed. Essentially, that is on a Demon Hunter. That's essentially an additional footman swipe at every single time, and on top of that, it even attacks faster than a footman. So yeah, that plus 12 damage, all of that damage does start to add up over time. Add in an Orb of Venom, giving that ranged as well, and all of a sudden, well, destroyers end up getting picked out of the sky much more quickly, since they do take damage over time, in addition to, well, the other bonus damage as well. All right, Demon Hunter teleports back, drops some, oh no, doesn't drop any items, sells the Scroll of the Beast, says, you know what, my bears can do that for me, as you're looking at Forest Troll High Priest, getting taken down there. Back over here at the 9 o'clock location, Death Knight looking to clear out Happy's base off on this side here. Both sides creeping out their respective corners as the Demon Hunter and Zhouxixi, along with Happy's Death Knight, and well, yeah, Happy's Death Knight, both of them are just going to try and get up to that 50-50 supply. They're trying to get the right composition of units so far. You can see that the Demon Hunter now in that front line spot with Rejuvenation, able to absorb a bit of damage. And essentially, who has the better creeping army right now? Lich is out onto the field, allows for very effective focus firing, and there is also fountains of health in the sides of this map, allowing you to clear out a difficult creep camp. And then also by clearing out a difficult creep camp, you are able to stay, well, still essentially topped off in terms of hit points. Let's take a look back across over here. Bears healing back up at this fountain of health. Should be able to get a little bit more mana. Let's take a look. Archer getting taken down. Didn't want to stay in high upkeep as a Dryad takes its place. All right, a couple more units getting finished off here. Death Knight is at 3. Lich is still at 1. Are we going to clear out some of the other more difficult creep camps on the map? Say this Fountain of Health. That is really what Happy needs to do in order to stay even. It feels like he's behind in terms of experience. Level 3 on the Demon Hunter and the other Demon Hunter and the Naga Sea Witch. Meanwhile, Death Knight is just now getting to level 3. Naga Sea Witch is sitting at level 2 and will not get to level 3, but the Lich will be able to offer some additional support as well. Alright, Forest Troll Berserkers may actually push the Naga Sea Witch just into level 3 here in just a moment. Yeah, it looks like it will be a little bit, or is it going to be pretty much spot on, as the Death Knight backed away to not take as much of, or take none of the experience from that final kill. Forest Troll High Priest will get taken down as the creep camps get cleared. Let's take a look at the armies of Happy and Zhouxixi. Happy has 2 Crypt Fiends alongside some Destroyers and some Ghouls, an overall hero-based army with 2 Obsidian statues that allow them to win these fights of attrition. However, he is going to be going up against Dryads who are magic immune, and I don't know if there is enough Crypt Fiends to actually focus down those Dryads. Destroyers will be going straight after those bears, but as I mentioned, those Dryads are going to be the real danger. As we now take a look, Demon Hunter, barely gets away at 89 hit points. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used there. Death Knight is going to be able to chase after, as we are now going after a Forest Troll High Priest in the center portion of the map. Demon Hunter was forced to retreat. Now just going to get a Rejuvenation to get back up into about the 600 hit point range here in just a moment. Meanwhile, the Death Knight, in we go. Are we going to see a Destroyer Devour Magic? Yeah, there you go. Destroyer Devour Magic. No more Rejuvenation. Demon Hunter now down to only 1 armor. Another Rejuvenation will be added. Dryads are coming across here. Bear loses a good chunk of health before it is able to get into that bear form. Fork Lightning coming across. Demon Hunter, is it going to be able to survive? Yes, it will. As a Death Coil. Wow. 2 down to 2 hit points. Able to survive. Moonwell gonna stay alive as well. Alright, Lich continuing to battle it out. Bear is gonna get taken down. There goes 1 bear. Demon Hunter may try to come back in. A second bear could get taken down. There goes another bear. 2 bears already gone. And with all of those bears gone, things are just going to go from bad to worse. Staff of Preservation saves a Dryad. However, the Crypt Fiends are now starting to forced to retreat there. There goes 1 Destroyer, as all the units are now backing up again. 57 supply, or 52 compared to 51. Pretty much, dead even at this point. Meanwhile, Sentry Ward keeping track of Happy's army, as the Destroyers are now moving on out. Naga Sea Witch is at 3. Demon Hunter is at 4. He was removed from that fight, but also lucky for Zhouxixi, he didn't give any experience. Almost dead right there on the board, and losing that level 4 Demon Hunter would have caused a lot of problems. More experience on the Death Knight, on the Lich, and that Naga Sea Witch. Acolytes now slowly transitioning over here to the expansion. More Acolytes going to be trained. Mana Burn onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter down to 600 some odd hit points. Down to 500 some odd hit points there in just a moment, as the Death Knight still needs to get a bit more mana and hit points. Only 1 Obsidian statue is all that is left to try and keep the Death Knight, the Lich, and the Naga Sea Witch all topped off on mana. Let's take a look back across here. Obsidian statue sitting at 114 some odd mana, not going to be in a good spot. Death Knight now going to turn back around. Are we going to see a Death Coil? And we could Mana Burn onto that Death Knight instead, and the Demon Hunter is able to burn and run. taking out much of the precious mana for that Death Knight. Now we are still looking for proper positioning here. It looks like Zhouxixi could have been caught with the Dryads exposed in that back line. He did not attack and then pull away the units as I expected many high-level players to do when you know that your opponent is nearby. Demon Hunter mana burns onto the Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue now out of mana once more. Gonna have an even more difficult time as we're looking at Destroyers ready to take to the sky. 66 supply compared to 55. Abomination does not have Disease Cloud. Strength of the Wild now added in for the Night Elf. 66 compared to 55. Mana burn onto the Lich again, and this is going from bad to worse or strange, as Happy does have a big supply advantage, but is he going to be able to translate that? There is another Devour Magic saying, you know what, that rejuvenation absolutely looks delicious. Obsidian Statue here ready to go. Death Knight, Lich here ready to go as well. Cold arrows from that Nagasi, which could slow things down. There is some cold arrows, some easy damage onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now forced to retreat back again as the Destroyer overhead, well, has to break off the chase as the Dryads would have taken it down. Triple Destroyers, a lot of ground Crypt Fiends. It looks like, what, 4? Guess not that many, but enough to deal with. Enough to deal with any not the anti-air. Well, I guess the Dryads are technically anti-air. Anti-magic air, and as those Dryads, well, are unarmored and will take additional piercing damage. 26 to 31 damage, no upgrades as of yet. Spirit Tower now added, 62 supply compared to 77. Mana burn, a lot of damage onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 670 hit points again. Needs another rejuvenation to perhaps join back in on the fight. Nagasi, which also has Staff of Preservation, so both of them can be plucking up those units and bringing them back home. All right, there's a Devour Magic. There is a Mana burn onto Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue down to 308 hit points. No rejuvenation at all. I don't see the Death Knight anywhere. Or sorry, excuse me, Death Knight is now off over here. That Unholy Aura should help with a lot of rejuvenation as we're going to see a Mana burn onto that Lich. All right, Abomination trying to get in front again, and this is just dealing so much damage. Mana burn, Staff of Preservation saves the Nagasi Witch, as this is going to cause Zhouxixi to try and burn more mana in order to stay alive with this Demon Hunter. Using up your opponent's resources, it only, such as, well, Moonwell Juice only matters if at some point in time he wants to use it and it is not available. That has not been the case as of yet. Zhouxixi, every time he heads back, has been able to heal back up, get strong, and then simply wait for them to refill back up here in just a moment. All right, Dryad, Demon Hunter now putting pressure onto the Necropolis. Necropolis could end up getting taken down. In come the units from the high left. Are they going to be able to trap and pincer all of these units here? Destroyer or Demon Hunter now right there. Are we going to get some Absorb Magic? Yeah, there is no Absorb Magic. Trying to figure out where exactly that Demon Hunter is going to go next as that Orb of Venoms, well, finds its target and slowly damages over time a Destroyer. Engagement here, ready to go. Fighting on Blight is absolutely scary. You do not want to do it unless you absolutely have to, as the Bears are going to be getting into position. Are we going to perhaps see a Creep Jack? No creeps are here. Destroyer, Devour Magic, Fork Lightning coming across on both sides. Both sides trying to finish off what they started with the remaining units. Staff of Preservation saves a bear. And are we going to see another save? That's actually going to be key. Hippogriffs are actually going after these Destroyers now. The Crypt Fiends, do they have web? If they had web, this game would have been a completely different matchup, as Destroyers are now going after those Hippogriffs without much of an issue. Crypt Fiend trying to stay alive, burrows itself. Meanwhile, a full-size Abomination gets taken out. No mana from the Death Knight to save that expensive 4-supply unit. All right, reheal back up at the Fountain of Health over here at the 4 o'clock position. Expansions are up on both sides. 1,100 gold, 960 or 9,600. 9,600, and that does mean that the Undead has had a better opportunity to just continue to mine away and build up an economic advantage. Happy sitting on a 13 supply lead. Turn back around. Demon Hunter going to be forced to retreat down to 750 hit points, but will live to fight another day. Hippogriffs overhead are 2-2 upgraded. Meanwhile, destroyers are only 1-0 upgraded. That is not going to be enough to really turn the tides, as the units are going to be getting into position here in just a moment. All right. Finishing off an easy unit there. Destroyers overhead, 80 supply compared to 71. What is going to end up happening? Trying to chase after all of those units. Massive number of bears are going to be retreating. Enough dryads to deal with this destroyer threat. Destroyers, so many in numbers. I believe that's 5 destroyers right there. Yeah, that is 5 destroyers, or is that 6? No, that's 5 destroyers right there. 5 destroyers can deal so much damage, especially to any sort of magic or magic vulnerable unit. Grunts are magic vulnerable units as well, so those grunts could end up falling very quickly. Trees that are uprooted will also fall very quickly, as the Crypt Fiends are not going to get into position there. Take a look at this. This is 20 to 24 damage, but with so many of those units in the sky, able to pick off that unit pretty much instantaneously. Alright, fortified armor, greatly reducing the amount of damage that magic damage is going to deal. Destroyer now making its way back over. Are we going to see some more Devour magic? Yes, we are. Orb of Venom pushing back those destroyers, though, as the destroyers still sit at 1-0 upgrades. I don't see any additional upgrades at this stage. I don't even... Where is the graveyard? There it is. Graveyard not even mining or doing anything right now, as Happy is sitting on an 87 to 79 supply advantage. He does not want to go into low upkeep, though, as the units are going to be ready to move on out. All right, 190 mana onto the Lich, 330 some odd mana on Happy's Naga Sea Witch, going up against the opponent, Demon Hunter, 360, and Naga Sea Witch, 525. That Robe of Magi really pushing things over the top there. I think it's normally supposed to be, what, a flat, what, 95, 435? Is that how much mana is supposed to be had? All right, Lich now making their rounds off to the north. Going to be able to, well, do a lot of damage towards this Tree of Life. Turning back around, Hippogriffs completely getting webbed down here in pretty much an instant, as the destroyers are going to town on the bears. The bears are getting staffed up preservation. All right, Crypt Fiend going to get taken down. There it goes. See another bear perhaps get taken down. Yes, we are. Another bear. 4 bears are left. Fork Lightning trying to finish off these remaining units. Dryads in a very good arc around here, trying to put pressure onto the destroyers, and the destroyers are just, well, living up to their name still. All right, there goes another bear. Death Knight could be in trouble. Death Knight is going to be taking some damage, now trying to engage back. Demon Hunter now finally retreats and says, you know what, is this going to be worth it? Both sides losing a lot, as another Crypt Fiend gets taken down by Happy. Happy now actually below Zhouxixi in terms of overall supply, 57 compared to 58. Not that big of a difference, but still noticeable nonetheless.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Healing off to the side, off over here. Meanwhile, entangling that gold mine taking place right there. Destroyers going after the Tree of Eternity. Should have no problem going after it and taking it down. Meanwhile, Dryads are in position to try and put pressure on this army, as the Crypt Fiends are in the backfield here. All right, there's another mana burn. There is more damage to be had. Acolyte now being forced to pull back once again. Death Coil onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter Scroll of Healing used. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used, as the bear is going to perhaps get rejuvenation off on that Panda. Panda still living out a very dangerous life right now. Meanwhile, Lich is the one that's kind of trying to lead this army. As we're taking a look, well, Blight also being placed off to the north here, as the buildings have been completed. Demon Hunter now going after all those units, unable to do exactly that, unable to finish any of them off. The Death Knight able to force a Scroll of Town Portal. However, at this stage, Demon Hunter may try and rejoin in back on the fight if he gets enough healing. Back across here, Death Knight is able to just easily shut down some of these Dryads, and 51 supply compared to 47. Lich, finally in a bit of trouble, is actually going to make its way back out. Crypt Fiends is going to be able to eat through that. No, it is not. Lich now looking to finish off that unit there. All right. Army of Wisp out in the middle portion of the map. Death Knight wants to finish off this Tree of Life. Will be able to do exactly that. I don't believe we're going to see any repairs here. As the Wisp are now making their way over. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is going to be enough. Damage was done. And you're going to see Wisp actually falling left and right. Demon Hunter may end up losing a large amount of hit points as it stuck around for too long, trying to save those Crypt Fiends, only to have it lose over 600 hit points worth of, well, 600 hit points. All right, Hippogriff now is upgraded to 3-2 upgrades. Meanwhile, let's take a look. No upgrades as of yet still.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
As a battle is going to rage on in the middle portion. All right, Demon Hunter is right there. Well, there goes the skeletal minion. Let's take a look. Obsidian statues now trying to go into the back. Staff of Preservation continuing to be, well, somewhat helpful. Meanwhile, Wisp need to do some repairs. Why aren't they repairing that obsidian statue? That is an easiest, obvious question right now as the Wisp get into harm's way to try and offer a bit of protection here. All right, Wisp are all right here. Are they going to be able to finish off these units? Nagasiwich now trying to pull back off. Death Knight now down to 300 and hit points and dropping very quickly down to 9 hit points. There it goes. And that may be the beginning of the end for Happy as Happy loses his level 4 Death Knight. All right, let's take a look. Death Knight resurrected back at the tavern, here to stay. Timing is going to be absolutely perfect on this next attack. Otherwise, Happy's just going to fall short to Zhouxixi. Meanwhile, destroyers are still up in the air, ready to go, looking for a target. And both sides are sitting on, well, one base as their primary bases have mined up. Let's take a look down over here. 5,300 compared to 6,700, almost 5,367. 1,300 gold difference. So about 2 minutes worth of mining with all 5 peasants. As the Death Knight now, well, wanders around. Let's see. Death Knight, still Unholy Aura level 2. Didn't go for the level 3 variety. Demon Hunter now making its way over. Bears are also over here as well. And you never want to fight in a position where your opponent's back is exposed to the Fountain of Health. As well, you may not find yourself dealing enough damage. All right, there goes one Hippogriff going to be plucked out of the sky right there, right now. There it goes. Meanwhile, what is happening on the other end? All right, Obsidian Statue going to be in a little bit of trouble. Needs to get away from that Demon Hunter. Looks like everyone will be back on Blight here in just a moment. And with Blight as an opportunity to heal, this is working out very well for Happy. Happy needs to see what his next battle is going to look like as another Hippogriff gets taken down. Purposely getting out of low upkeep so that he can perhaps mass up a. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiends, Destroyers are all here, ready to go as well. We're going to see a small engagement. There's the Demon Hunter, Mana Burn inbound. Yes, there it is. There's the Mana Burn inbound. Are we going to see more damage being done here? More damage actually showing through as the Druid of the Claw of the Destroyer could end up getting taken down. Nope, Demon Hunter still looking strong, just running around in the middle portion of the map. He may get to Metamorphosis, and if he does, well, one of the best counters to Metamorphosis is just to run away from he is, so that he cannot do that much damage. Unless he's inside your base, well, you have to get him out of your base. Demon Hunter sitting at level 5, very close to level 6 now. Meanwhile, off on the side here, Dryads and Nagasiwich Bear all healing back up again. This could be potentially dangerous. I don't see nearly as many bears as we did in the past. Crypt Fiends, however, are much more heavily used. And with that, well, we'll see how all of this goes down. Demon Hunter now making its way over in. Mana Burn onto the Lich. Lich out of mana. Cold Arrows now being launched and lobbed over. Death Knight trying to hang back. Still has plenty of mana to go. Dryad now making its way back down. Where is it going to go next? Not 100% sure. All right, Dryads were trying to get away. Crypt Fiends, Destroyers are all here, ready to go. There they go. Demon Hunter overhead is going to perhaps try and run into the Lich again. But the Lich, the Nagasiwich, and the Death Knight are just too well defended in the back row. All right, Death Knight going to be here, ready to go again here in just a second. Lich, Nagasiwich here, ready to move on out. We're going to have a fight over here, maybe with the Fountain of Health exposed to the back. more moonwells for production. 68 over 70 compared to 67 over 90. Both sides going to be here ready to go in just a moment, as we are at nightfall and the moonwells are starting to look, well, starting to look more full. All right, let's go into the battle here. Destroyer is going to go straight after that. Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now in a little bit of trouble, now trying to back away. Death Knight now trying to pull back as well. Lich could be in trouble. Lich is in that front line. Mana Burn onto the Lich. Death Coil saves the Abomination, as the units are now trying to make their way back again. A low hit point Abomination down to 270 hit points is going to be able to back away. Yet Death Coil saves it. Meanwhile, Lich is still fighting across over here. Lich does have a potion of lesser invulnerability. No more. Oh, there is a burrow there. A big burrow. And we now see Metamorphosis coming in from the Demon Hunter. Metamorphosis coming in from the Demon Hunter. And that is going to be it. Zhouxixi knows that, you know what, I needed to fight in that battle. Normally, you can just retreat if your opponent pops that ultimate ability. But that was a battle he needed to win. And he graciously stepped aside. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.